worst feeling is when I would go to the gym consistently, like I do now, but back when I had a trip coming up or something, and then I would get photos back of me on that trip, and I would think, that is not what I had in mind. Now, when I go on trips in the summer, these are the photos I get back, and I feel confident and I'm happy, but I also maintain this shape all year round. So let me tell you what changed. You have to understand that getting the body that you want from the gym is a simple equation, and all it is the basics, which will never change, and consistency, and then you will get the results. So if you're not seeing results, this equation is broken. Now, for me in that first photo, I was consistent. I've always been pretty consistent, aside from a few times. I was just doing the wrong shit, so I wasn't doing the basics properly. I went to the gym consistently, but ended up looking like this because I was taking the wrong advice. All over social media for guys, there are people like this giving you advice, and they take things, they lie about it, and do you actually want to look like that? Because I didn't. So what happens to most people, and happened to me, is I just became skinny fat because I actually started really slim. Like, this is kind of what we're talking about. I had no size on me at all. So everyone just said, Sam, you need to bulk, you need to put on some size. And at that weight, I agree, I did. However, it didn't need to go on for as long as it did, because this is what happens. You start a bulk because you want to build some muscle. You then realize you're getting too fat because A, you're probably doing it wrong. You're probably not tracking your calories properly. And it's also bad advice for where you're actually trying to go. So then what you do is you freak out because you've gained this fat that you never had, and you start a cut. Then what happens is you cut too extreme because you didn't like being too fat, and now you feel too skinny because you probably have lost muscle in the process, and it's also psychological. Then you go back to a bulk and you rebound, and you go in this circle for as long as you let it go on. Which is why you get to summer and you see photos of yourself with a belly that you never had and obviously never wanted, because you were just doing the wrong thing. You were not doing the basics properly. Because the truth is, to get a kind of body like this where people can just tell that you hit the gym but it's nothing crazy and you're not a bodybuilder, you don't need to bulk and cut. You shouldn't be bulking and cutting, because you're never going to be satisfied with how you look, because it keeps you in a permanent state of dissatisfaction. Always feeling too fat and too bulky, having something to lose, and then when you cut, having to suffer through that process, and then feeling too skinny like it wasn't worth it. Do you know what the solution is? Don't do it. All you need to do is come to a website called caloriecalculator.net, put in all your details on the previous page, and it will give you this screen. And you don't want to pick extreme weight loss. Don't pick weight loss. Pick mild weight loss. That is a very small calorie deficit. If you eat it that consistently and track your food honestly, go to the gym, lift heavy, progressively overload, you will drop a little bit of fat, you will build some muscle. I need to be in a calorie surplus to build muscle. Not necessarily, especially if you're newer to this. Like, this is one of our clients who dropped that little bit of fat, then built a very decent amount of muscle and didn't gain back any of the fat, right? Like, it's possible, you're just taking the wrong advice. If you want to learn how to do something like this for yourself, or something like this, another client following that exact advice I just gave you, you can follow me and I'll teach you how.